Welcome to Rajendra Tandon videos. As a part of my videos on homeopathy, I am taking up the subject of smoking, which, to say the least, is a preventable cause of death. If there is one activity which human beings have indulged in since time immemorial and which has absolutely no beneficial effect on the human mind and body, it is smoking. Sustained scientific investigation has proved that smoking is injurious to the health. According to the US health authorities, smoking is the largest preventable, mark the word, preventable cause of death in America. It is so everywhere else also. Millions of deaths are caused every year around the world by the smoking of cigarettes, pipes and cigars. Smoking causes coronary heart disease, lung cancer and skin cancer. Imagine the inside of a chimney or of an Indian tandoor. It is covered with black soot. Likewise, our respiratory system, including the most vital lungs, are coated internally with unwelcome soot from cigarette smoke. The lung alveoli, where the gaseous exchange takes place, and the airways for the respiratory system are not designed for this sort of overwrap. Thus, smoking reduces the intake of clean air into the respiratory system. The quantity of oxygen which ought to go into the bloodstream is reduced, and this produces an adverse effect on the brain as well as the heart. Nicotine, a highly toxic alkaloid which is a byproduct of tobacco, puts a strain on the heart because it increases the rate of the heartbeat. Thus, smoking becomes a major and sure risk factor in the development of coronary heart disease. An average of 20 years of lifespan is lost to a male smoker who dies of coronary heart disease. Almost a quarter of the deaths on account of coronary heart disease can be traced to the ill effects of smoking. That's a large number. Beware. Scientific evidence has piled up to indicate that deaths due to sudden heart failure are more than 3 times higher in smokers than in non-smokers. The risk factor increases in direct proportion to the number of cigarettes smoked in a day and the duration for which the activity of smoking continues. The same is true of lung cancer and bronchitis. Here too, a heavy smoker runs a greater risk than others who smoke much less. But everyone in this category faces the possibility of developing serious chronic bronchitis or lung cancer. Most of the deaths from these two diseases are caused by cigarette smoking. Fortunately, there is clinical evidence available to show that the damage to the lungs can be reversed to a great extent if the smoker gives up smoking totally. The affected parts of the lungs may heal on their own in due course. Please note that those who smoke pipes and cigars run the risk of developing lip and mouth cancer. In total, no smoker is ever safe. Even moderate smoking cannot therefore be recommended. The unborn child of a mother who is a smoker too runs a risk. The baby may die during the first few days after birth. And if the child survives, well, it would be physically smaller and its height would be less than that of the children or mothers who have not been smoking. It is a mirage which a smoker tries to chase. He thinks that he is relaxing, stimulating his thinking, and is able to overcome exhaustion and fatigue by lighting a cigarette and smoking it. But most of these presumptions are scientifically unprovable. Relaxation, if any, is achieved at a prohibitive cost to health and life expectancy. In my understanding, and according to the writings of various doctors and scientists, smoking is by and large an acquired habit. People start smoking because they think it is fashionable to do so, or because their friends and companions are able to persuade them to start smoking. Some smokers feel that they look more attractive to the opposite sex when they are smoking. Others hold that a social gathering becomes more intimate if people are smoking. In reality, all this is a product of a smoker's imagination. Because he wants to justify his habit, he invents enough reasons for it. I have been a non-smoker all my life. I have never faced any discrimination in any social circle, and I have met and mingled with the best in the country. The social impact of smoking is no less evil than its effect on the heart and the lungs. That is the reality. A smoker makes the lives of others who are non-smokers and who happen to be perforce in his company, as in a railway compartment, an aeroplane seat, in a toilet, or in a seminar, miserable. These unwilling victims of his exhalations can neither throw him out nor avoid being choked by the poisonous fumes from the lighted cigarettes or from his breath. By way of personal hygiene, the smoker is at a disadvantage. His fingers turn yellow, his teeth and gums are stained, no mouthwash is enough to freshen his mouth. In his heart of hearts, no non-smoker wants to sit by the side of a smoker. A smoker soon loses his sense of smell. He just does not realize the extent of his loss. There is such a negative side to the habit of smoking. A stage comes when a bouquet of flowers sends no signals to his nostrils. The smoker loses his sense of taste. Food has aroma as well as taste. Both are lost to the smoker. Giving up smoking for a person who has been used to it is not easy. Yet, looking to the damage that smoking causes to the human body, every smoker must make a conscious and strong effort to give up smoking. He has to exercise tremendous willpower after understanding the adverse effects of smoking on his health, on his happiness, or on the happiness of his near and dear ones. The health problems caused by smoking are going to aggravate with the passage of time, and a smoker's old age is bound to be far more uncomfortable and inconvenient than that of a non-smoker. If at all the smoker lives that long, the decision to give up smoking has to be made knowing fully well the difficulty in implementing it, but is worthwhile. It's a total giving up or none at all, because those who try to reduce the number of cigarettes they smoke per day gradually tend to come back to the old number. The cigarette manufacturers try to make their product attractive with eye-catching packaging. They try to relate to smart men and women leading high life and relaxing with a cigarette, lighted in style and held between two fingers. This is a fraud on the health of human beings. The relaxation which comes from smoking a cigarette is very expensive in terms of living years. Beware of smoking. A human being can just relax better by closing his eyes and sitting quietly in a suburban train or in a chauffeur-driven car or even in his office chair. Please understand that relaxation is a result of conscious mental effort. We can train ourselves to relax in so many different ways: by listening to music, by taking a morning or an evening walk, by reading an absorbing thriller, by looking at beautiful flowers, or at a painting done by a master. Actually, a large number of relaxation techniques are available without cost to every human being. We need not smoke expensive cigarettes to relax. Cigarettes which punch holes into our pockets as well as in our lungs. I would advise for relaxation, first use your willpower, then listen to music, read a good work of fiction or meditate, go to Mother Nature to look at the flowers of the spring and to listen to the bird song. Count the petals of a flower and feel their softness. Inhale their mild scent. Inhale their mild scent. Take a long walk in a garden. Climb a mountain. Stand and stare at the rise and fall of the magnificent waves of the ocean. Admire the shape and forms of the clouds in the sky and wonder at the colors and sweep of a rainbow. Appreciate the phases of the moon and the twinkling stars in the sky. For relaxation, read Kalidas, read Shakespeare, read Wordsworth, read Bhagavad Gita. Why smoke and kill yourself? Beware, give up smoking as fast and as early as you can. Thank you for listening to me.